The 2011 Saudi protests were a series of demonstrations that broke out in Saudi Arabia on Thursday, July 29, 2011. In response to the trial and sentencing of Sheikh Nimr Bakr al-Nimra, a political dissident cleric. In September 2011, a U.S. court in Virginia issued an arrest warrant for Prince Ahmad bin Abdulaziz Al Saud on accusations of plotting to overthrow the government of Saudi Arabia in 2007. Saudi Arabia has always been challenged by Islamists. The future of the Saudi Arabia Kingdom. The future of Saudi Arabia is uncertain. The country is literally in the middle of a civil war between the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, and his cousin and former Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Nayef. Saudi Arabia has been ruled by the House of Saud since 1932. The country was founded on the teachings of Islam and it has been a monarchy ever since. In recent years, Saudi Arabia has seen an increase in terrorist attacks against both its citizens and those who live in Western countries. This has led to many people questioning whether or not Saudi Arabia will be able to maintain its reputation as one of the most stable countries in the Middle East. The House of Saud was founded by Ibn Saud in 1932. He was the son of Muhammad bin Saud, who went on to found the kingdom. The House of Saud has been successful for more than 80 years, but their success is not without its critics. Many people believe that the House of Saud has done a poor job at representing all sects of Islam and that it has not done enough to ensure that women have rights. In 2007, a controversial video called The Innocence of Muslims was posted on YouTube by filmmaker Nakula Basli Nakula. The video sparked violent protests throughout the Middle East in September 2009, with more than 100 people killed across Egypt and Libya. In February 2015, a group of Muslim clerics issued an address that said that Saudi Arabia should shift its policy to allow for democratic reforms to be enacted in order to address the concerns of all the groups in the country. The New York Times said that a sweeping new anti-terrorism law approved by Saudi Arabia's King Salman in 2015. The New York Times stated that, in 2015, a prominent cleric from the Shiite Muslim minority named Sheikh Nimr al-Nimra was sentenced to death for inciting violence. He was also accused of having had contact with Iran and Hezbollah and of having said that Saudi Arabia should be dissolved. The political consequences of the Cold War are still evident in the policies, politics, and societies of many countries. The end of the Cold War brought about a new era in international relations and global politics. The United States and Russia, who were once considered enemies, became partners in this new era. This partnership was not without its difficulties. The two countries had different views on how to manage the world order after World War II. The Arab world is a region of great diversity, but also one of great unity. These differences led to increased tensions between them during the 1980s and 1990s that resulted in a number of proxy wars fought in Eastern Europe and Central Asia. From 1991 to 2008, U.S.-Russian relations had been relatively stable. Because the two countries' leaders understood the importance of maintaining good ties with each other. Over time, however, U.S.-Russian tensions rose due to several problems. What are some of the issues that have led to tensions between Russia and the United States? The Russian intervention in Georgia, nuclear arms reduction talks, and the 2008 Russo-Georgian War have all contributed to tensions between Russia and the U.S. What has happened since 2008 in U.S.-Russia relations? Since 2008, tensions in U.S.-Russian relations have continued to develop as Russia's intervention in Ukraine, 2014, became more widely known and as Russia expanded its presence in Syria, prompting fears of a new Cold War. What does the Russian intervention in Ukraine mean for Russia-U.S. relations? The Russian intervention in Ukraine has had serious implications for U.S.-Russia relations, driving them to their lowest points since the end of the Cold War and prompting fears of a new Cold War. How did Russia's intervention in Syria affect U.S.-Russia ties? A unified future for an Arab nation. Even in the face of conflict and division, Arabs from across the region have come together to share their stories and their cultures with the world. The Arab world is a place of people living side by side, forging a common history, language and culture. The Arab world consists of Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Bahrain, Oman, and the United Arab Emirates. Without borders, the Middle East is a place where everyone is welcome. The Arab world has the power of transformation. The Arab world is a region of great unity but also one of great diversity. We invite you to explore our gallery of Arab Instagrammers and discover how the Arab world is represented through people's Instagrams. 1,500 plus members of the Arab world with one common language. Tariq Al Saud. 1.2 billion people from the Arab world with one common language. The most populous country in the Arab world is Egypt with a population of 91 million people. Saudi Arabia has the second largest population, with 87 million people. Arab world is a porous formation of permeable rock that holds or can be made to hold water. The Arab world comprises mainly the Levant, the Arabian Peninsula and North Africa. Qatar and Oman are the smallest Arab states, with a population of 2.7 million and 1.7 million respectively, but both have huge oil reserves. The largest producer of oil in the Arab world is Saudi Arabia. The United Arab Emirates, Algeria and Kuwait are also major producers. Saudi Arabia's unification has been done not without sacrifices not only from the royal family but also from the Saudi population. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Also stay tuned to learn how the Saudis' unification plan has helped the kingdom.